Connect, Discover, Engage, Student Life at New Mexico State University. I'm Fred Martino, and I'm very pleased to have with us today Hector Sanchez. He is the Director of Military and Veterans Programs at NMSU. Hector, it is good to be back in this office.
Good to be with you.
I know you're here all the time.
I'm here all the time, yeah. So
unless you're out and about an event.
Exactly. I'm here most of the time, definitely.
And if, for people who are not familiar with your office and what you do, I want to start with the basics to tell me about the services that are provided here.
Definitely, and because they're extensive. We do basically three things out of this office: financial aid, because there's a financial aid component to veteran benefits under the VA's GI Bill. We also do a lot of advocacy for our veterans and their dependents here in terms of in the classroom and outside the classroom. And then programming. We put on a lot of events. We put a lot of carnivals and get the word out about our students and our dependents.
Yeah.
But one of the big things we do, because our students wouldn't be able to go to school here, many of them, is that financial aid component, which is the GI Bill.
Yeah.
One of the largest and one of the oldest scholarship programs in the United States. Students need to come to our office so that they get something called certified, making sure that they're taking classes that meet degree requirements so that they can get benefits like housing, book allowances, and also tuition and fees that get paid to the university. And so that's a big component. Obviously, advocacy. There's been a lot of advocacy in our office in like military excuse from absences for classes, also military withdrawals. A lot of policies that have been either from me or my predecessor have come through this office. And then lastly, Military Appreciation Week, which is a huge week and it's part of the Veterans Day in November, that we put on a week's worth of events that highlight and showcase our veterans here at NMSU, including faculty. Most people don't understand that faculty and staff, we have over 100 faculty and staff that served in the U.S. Military.
Yeah, and I've loved being part of that and seeing the work that you do with those events. One of the things that I wanted to highlight today as well in terms of one of your programs, I know that the transition to higher education is a major focus in this office, and you have something called the Veteran Mentorship Program. Tell me about that.
Yes, one of the most important things that we've done in the last few years is to basically try to help those first year, even second year veterans transition from the military to student life. That is being a veteran myself, is a traumatic experience. To go from a structured or environment where you're told where you need to be, when you need to be there, to a environment as a student where you're basically not necessarily on your own, but you have to do a lot of the things. So what we did is we have a mentor out of our office, Paul Aragon, who mentors our first year and second year students with a lot of the things they need to know, such as where's the tutoring offices, where can they get tutoring. The VA offers tutoring services that can be offered to them. Are they having food insecurities? Are they needing a place to stay? Where are good places to stay? We have a housing area here on campus for our military, well, actually more for our veterans. But those are the questions that many of our veterans have when they come in here. And we have somebody who was in the military, who went to school here, to help them guide them through that process.
And that is so great. And also just having the office here, it is a statement of support for our students who are in the military or who are veterans, and that to have a place to go if you have a question.
Exactly. It's kind of like Cheers. You know, there's a part in there that says you want somewhere to go where somebody knows your name.
Yeah.
And when our veterans come here, they know we know their name, we know their stories, we know what they're going through, because most of our office is housed with veterans and dependents.
Yeah.
And so we understand all the issues. And so they can come here. We have a lab made up of 8 computers We offer free printing, which is not normally offered to most students on campus. We offer a lot of variety of other services. And so we want them to come here for that reason, so that they can get to know our staff, and most importantly, so that we can get to know them, because we know them, the more we can help them and the more comfortable they'll be getting help from our office.
Absolutely. Well, I know you educate the entire campus as well, and one way that you do that is the Aggies Green Zone training. Tell me about that.
Yes, the Aggie Green Zone training is basically an initiative to train our staff and our faculty on things that our students are dealing with, particularly our veteran military students, such as what happens if they get deployed? Who do they go to? So we teach our staff and faculty where they can send them. Our office is obviously one of those. So we can help our veterans guide them that process. Or if a faculty member notices there's a veteran that's struggling in class and they've identified themselves as a veteran, we can show them what we have resources here, either from the VA or through NMSU, that we can help our students. It's important because many of our staff and faculty may not know the services we have here for our veterans. And if they don't know, how then can they refer them? And so the Green Zone is a training, more than anything, an awareness of some of the issues, and most importantly, that we have an office here in NMSU that is willing to help them and help their students.
All right. Let's talk about scholarship and internship opportunities with the program.
Definitely. Well, I had mentioned one, first of all, the biggest one that most of our students are on, which is the Montgomery GI Bill, which can pay either a stipend or a housing and book allowance. That's offered through the VA. You do have to be eligible for that. We do not necessarily administer that program, the VA, but we do help our students figure out how to apply online. Mm-hmm. We also have a lot of organizations like the Veterans, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, or Legion, that offer scholarships for our veterans here on campus. We also have organizations like Raytheon at White Sands that have come up with foundations to offer these scholarships ongoing.
And this is important for many of the students because they need that supplementary funding.
Definitely,
to get through.
Definitely.
Also, dependents of those in the military have eligibility, right?
Definitely. One of the things that is happening now is there more and more of the benefits that veterans are getting are also being available to our dependents. And in fact, about 60% now of our beneficiaries are now dependents.
Wow.
Yes. So that tells you how much that program is in effect, not just for our veterans and for our dependents as well. And so that's why we say that our office is we are a supporter for the military veteran family, because that's really what we do here. Yeah. It's not just military, not just veterans anymore.
Okay. What are the most commonly used services in your department?
Well, obviously the number one service is the financial aid aspect.
It's complicated. So it's getting connected to the right people, the right information.
Exactly. So we offer, we will sit them down on a computer and then show them how they can apply for some of these benefits. And there is a process to that. We tell them what they could qualify for, what they may not qualify for, and it's particularly if it's a dependent. A lot of times the parents come in with their dependent in our office and wants us to basically explain to them how the dependent is going to receive benefits and what types of benefits those are. So that's the number one. The second one is the advocacy. Yeah. We have a lot of veterans that are, for a variety of reasons, are struggling in class. But they come here and see what services we can offer them, either in tutoring, or if they are having issues with the instructor or professor, how we can help them intervene in some of those situations, whether they have to go to appointments with the VA and they have to miss class, or in this case, if they get deployed. Yeah. They come to our office, I've got deployed. How do I manage to tell my professors that I'm going to be gone for 1 to 2 or 3 weeks? So it's a critical part of what we do, is to help our veterans and our military, guide them through those processes. whether their VA process with the scholarships or just regular registration and academic processes here on NMSU.
All right. Well, having gone to one of your events, I know that in addition to the great support that you have in this office on campus, there is enormous support for your organization in the community. Tell me about that.
Yes, we live in an area that is one of the largest population of veterans in the United States. The reason being is that we're surrounded by three major military installations: White Sands Missile Range, Holloman Air Force Base, where I came from,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously Fort Bliss. And a lot of them, like me, when they got out, they stayed in the community. Many of these communities are, as I mentioned, a few veterans of foreign wars, the American Legion, are there to have a society or a community of veterans to help other veterans. But we also have the VA with their clinics and their mental health clinics they also have here. In addition, we have the New Mexico Veterans Department of Veterans here with an office here to help veterans as well from the state standpoint. And then to even offer more, the city of Las Cruces also offers certain types of housing for veterans along with the VA and support of the VA. So there really is a big support structure for our veterans here in Las Cruces.
Do you have a particular story that you want to share about a student that comes to mind who benefited from your program?
Definitely. I have a particular student in mind. We once hired a veteran. We hire all veterans. They have to be many times in the GI Bill, but there's a particular branch of benefits called Chapter 31. These are veterans that have been disabled, either mentally or physically, and have some type of disability, but are able to go to school and receive benefits. Well, we had one serviceman who came to our office and wanted to work in our office, but he had told us right out that he had been battling traumatic stress disorder, that he had depression, and that he wanted something to do, and he thought working here would be beneficial. Well, when we hired him, he struggled. He had a lot of anger issues. He had a lot of learning disabilities that we've also found out. And we do quite a bit of complicated things here. We didn't think he might be able to be a good fit here. But we had a staff member that said, I want to work with him. I think we can help him. And with time and effort, he got better. He enjoyed working in the office. He enjoyed helping other veterans. His mentality changed over time to the point where he had veterans coming to him to help.
Oh, that's great.
This changed him.
Yeah.
Because he thought that he was not really useful to anyone because of what he had gone through in serving in the service. But by the time he left here, he had confidence, he had assuredness, and he turned out to be one of the longest serving work studies in our office. He was here almost exactly 5 years because he went to get his master's degree. And so that is a success story to not just that our office helps our veterans, but also gives our veterans opportunity to get back into the workforce.
And those are such important stories to share. I mean, you know, numbers won't do it all the time. It's that personal story of the impact that is made. Before we wrap up, you mentioned that you served at Holloman.
Yes.
I want to hear about your background and how you came to go from being in the military to then director of military and veterans programs.
Definitely. Well, I'm originally from Dallas, Texas. I grew up in Dallas. And when I was in high school, there were many recruiters telling us that if you went and served in the military, you could get college money, university money. And that stuck with me. And so when I graduated, I didn't know what I wanted to do. But then after 2 years, I knew what I didn't want to do, and I needed to go to school, but I had no money, and my parents had no money to give me. So I thought to myself, what opportunities can I do? And I think I made the greatest choice for me at the time, was joining the United States Air Force, because they offered me an opportunity to leave Dallas, to learn to be on my own, to work with others in a team atmosphere, and most importantly, to give me the education that I have. And so I was stationed at Holloman Air Force Base, where I was a logistics specialist. I supported the F-117 stealth fighter that was there at the time in late 90s, and I met my wife at the branch. Decided after 4 years of my contract, I wanted to come to NMSU and get my degree here, and so we moved down here to Las Cruces. I pursued my degree in business computer systems, and I thought, I'm going to have to leave. I'm going to have to go to where all my friends were going, Austin or Los Angeles or Phoenix. But there was a position open at the registrar's office that wanted an IT specialist. I applied, and somehow I got the position. And then with going through the ropes, they offered me the assistant register position. I took it, which is a totally different thing that I was doing than computer, and then got my master's shortly after. And then this position was offered to me in 2016. And I think, and I've mentioned this to many people, I think I have the best position at NMSU, because I get to help the best of our students that have served our country and now are coming back to get their education and transition to a civilian life. So I really believe that I wouldn't trade my job for anyone.
I didn't realize until now. It's a good time for us to talk today about 10 years of service.
10 years, well, yes.
In this role.
23 years of service overall.
Always an Aggie.
Always an Aggie. There's definitely, I've been through the whole, I've definitely, if there's any Aggie, I'm an Aggie. Going through my associates, my bachelor's, my master's, and then having served our students as a career. I mean, I just don't know. And then my brother graduated here, and my wife graduated here, and we have nephews that have graduated here. So I am an Aggie through and through.
All right. Well, Hector, it has been a pleasure talking with you. Thank you for what you do and for telling us a little about the wonderful work at military and veterans programs.
Thank you.